Welcome. Blessings. Blessings, family. Blessings to those that are coming here for the first time. Welcome. My name is Ramona Riley, aka the Vagina Lady and owner of Cosmic Woman. This is where we make our reproductive systems, or learn how to make our reproductive systems the best that they can be. Reproductive system including anything to do with the uterus, hormonal, all of that in the man and in the woman, anything related to periods, of course, and definitely anything related to sex. We work with all of that. But there's one other thing that we also deal with when it comes to the reproductive system, and that is birthing, pregnancy, birthing. Last week we spoke about pregnancy and all the different types of things that you should think about, look into, consider when it comes to being pregnant and creating that pregnancy and birth that you want. When it is that we're going to get married, we plan everything. And last week we spoke about the fact that, listen, you need to plan your birth too. Plan your pregnancy, of course. So we're going to get into the rest of that and get into the birthing aspect, because last week we just focused on the whole pregnancy part of it. So we are going to pray first, and then we're going to get right in it. Okay. Dear God, we all thank you for everything, every single thing that you provide. We ask you to allow us to shed the things that hold us back, don't serve our higher good. We ask you to engulf us with positive energy and bring peace to our hearts and to our minds. We thank you for creating things to allow us to heal ourselves and maintain our wellness. Amen. All right. So, birthing, postpartum. When it comes to being pregnant, a lot of times women get crazy, anxious, nervous, even if it is that they've had a child before. And that's pretty normal and that's understandable. But you always want to make sure that you are educated in certain things. You want to make sure that you are prepared. And that's where that whole education thing comes in. With birthing, there's so many different types of birth or ways to birth. And so because of that, you really want to figure out what type of birthing you want to have. Do you want to have something that's more relaxing? Do you want to have something that is more euphoric? Do you want to have something that is more painful? I mean, what is it that you want to have? And then you seek and find those things that will allow you to be able to get your goal. So when it comes to once you have birthed your baby, and we're getting into now what they call the postpartum phase, a lot of women don't give any consideration to that, okay? No consideration. They don't think about anything after more than maybe just, taking care of the baby. But in terms of preparing your body for the postpartum and know what's going to come and having plan A and plan B so that you are overly prepared. You don't want to, make yourself go crazy and be too anal, but you want to make sure that you have what you need to have. So once a baby is born, okay, usually the first thing they do is they cut the umbilical cord and they give the baby to the mom. Okay, if they find that something is wrong, they're going to take the baby over onto the side and look and whatever and check and heart and all of those different things. Once baby has gone on mom's chest, the first thing that she should do is breastfeed. First thing, Okay, a lot of times I like to say just put the baby on the chest, kind of near the breast, or like on the breast up at the top, and just watch as the baby finds the nipple, especially if the baby's very alert. If the baby's not as alert and it's more sleepy, then of course give the baby your breast. Now, a lot of women go to breastfeed their babies after birth and realize that there is nothing coming, there's no milk. First of all, it hurts, it's painful, and on top of that, there's no milk coming out of there. You almost feel like a failure. That's how moms feel. I know that's how I felt when I was breastfeeding, because I didn't get to do the year of breastfeeding that I wanted to do. I barely did 3 months, and the 3 months was breast and formula and breast and formula. And it was just very hard for me personally, because I wanted to breastfeed my baby. But when I look back at it now, I was not prepared. I was not prepared for breastfeeding. I didn't do anything. The only thing that I did was I bought an electric pump. And trust me, the electric pump was everything. And you want to get an electric pump. If you can't afford it, then yes, get a handheld pump and do your thing, okay? But if you can afford an electric pump, you want to get one. Okay, you want to get one even if you can have the double one, right? And even when you get the double one, you also want to get the bra for it, because the bra holds it in place, and then you can do anything. Like, I remember driving and breastfeeding, like on the road, on the highway, like, because it's hands-free, right? So I would definitely recommend that. Now, let's just talk basics. If you are not, okay, and this is not for every woman, because some women, the milk just comes and they're just lucky like that. For a lot of women, it's not like that. So what you want to make sure you're doing is massaging your breasts and rubbing your breasts and softening your milk ducts, not your nipples, okay? Because your nipples can, when you're really close to getting to birthing, your nipples can start the labor process, okay? So don't do the nipples at all, okay? You're just going to focus on the actual meaty part of the breast and just massage it. Use some oils massage. Have your partner massage them. It can be a part of foreplay, whatever. When you're in the shower, massage them, rub them up in the hot water. You want to do that, okay? You want to soften the milk ducts so that it's easier for the milk to come through the milk ducts, right? Now, once it is that you know that you want to breastfeed, you want to be prepared and have the things at the hospital or the birth center or your home or wherever it is that you're having your baby. There's certain things you want to have to make sure that if the milk isn't coming in, you can do some things and then the milk can come in, right? So we want to look into things like fennel. You can do the fennel herb where you're making the tea and drinking it. You can do the fennel oil that you're rubbing on your breasts, around the breast, and putting it in your water and drinking it. Now listen guys, if you're doing any essential oils, it has to be A-grade essential oils. You cannot go to a place and get an essential oil that, you know, like you're getting frankincense, for example, and it is like $20 US, or, you know, 1,500 Jamaican dollars. Like, that is not real frankincense. Real frankincense is like $70, $80, $90. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you're going to do the oils are natural A-grade oils. You can swallow them. If you can swallow the oil, then you definitely want to be using it on your body. Definitely. You don't ever want to use something on your body that you can't swallow. All right, so fennel oil is what I use with my clients. I find that it works quicker, and so I put a drop of fennel oil in their water, or I put it in a capsule. They swallow it, they drink the water, just depending on how funny they are. Some like the taste, some don't like the taste, that kind of thing. And I also make them rub it on their breasts, or I rub it on their breasts, and I use the fennel oil and also a carrier oil, usually coconut oil, maybe almond oil or grapeseed oil, it just depends. And I just rub, or she just rubs it on. You don't have to excuse me, you don't have to do the nipples or anything. It's really just the outer part of the breast, okay? And you do that like every 2 hours. You do that every 2 hours, you want to make sure that if you have a pump, you're pumping, okay? So even if baby is not latching and baby is not getting any milk or barely getting any milk, you still want to pump. The more you stimulate is the more milk that you will produce. It doesn't seem like that, but trust me, the more you pump, the more you're going to get. If you're pumping and putting baby on, you're going to get even more milk. Okay, make sure you have your milk bag so that when you're pumping, you can put the milk in the bag, right? Put it in the freezer. Okay, make sure that you do have bottles in your hospital bag, even though you might not want to be using that. You just want to be prepared. Now, fenugreek is also very good for lactation, and so that is a herb that you can use also. So you can make a tea out of that, and then you can rub the fennel oil on the breast, and then you can put a drop of the fennel oil in the water. You can do all of that, and that is just going to create a lot of milk production, okay? And then you'll be a happy camper, and baby will be a happier camper, right? So we want to definitely make sure that with the breastfeeding thing, we are prepared. Now, apart from the breastfeeding, the other things that we want to think about is you, like mom, like new mom, right? Because the nitty-gritty of it all is that birthday, it is really the mom's birthday. She birthed on that day, right? And we don't focus on her very much. So when it comes to postpartum, you gotta focus on her. You gotta focus on yourself, okay? If you have friends that are pregnant, let them know they need to focus on themselves, okay? One of the things that you want to do during postpartum is belly binding. Now, I know in Jamaica, I don't know so much how it is in like other parts of the world, but I know definitely in the Caribbean, you will always hear them say like, bind your belly and wear a sock on or something after you give birth, so you can like hold in your uterus so that you won't have like a bang belly, that type of thing, right? So that is very common. And if it is that you want to do that, I would definitely recommend that. Definitely. If you just had a C-section, I would be very careful in the types that you use to band your belly, okay? But in general, yes, for sure. Now, there is this awesome type of way that you can band your belly, and they call it belly binding, and it is using cloth and creating a cushion-like feeling and a support from your hips or lower hips all the way up to underneath your breasts. And it's almost like a braiding and a plaiting of the fabric that you do from the lower parts, the upper parts of the hips all the way up, and it supports you and it holds you, and you literally feel light. Like when I was learning to do it, they made us do it to each other, and I wasn't pregnant or just had a baby, and I felt light. I felt like, ooh, like there was just so much back support. There was just so much support in the stomach. It just felt really, really good. So of course, if you're doing something like that, I recommend wearing these dresses, that have the tube. You can just pull down, breastfeed the baby, and then it's loose so that you can do what you need to do. Because of course, you're going to be changing pads and all of that type of thing also during that postpartum stage. What I also recommend is postpartum vaginal steaming, okay? So you have your regular vaginal steam. Well, I don't know if you should consider it regular, because my vaginal steam is nothing like what is on the internet when you Google vaginal steams. I'm very anal with my things, and I feel as if some of those things are a little strong for some women, and it will throw off their pH, and that's why a lot of doctors don't recommend doing vaginal steaming, because there's all this stuff in there that aren't good for every woman. But the postpartum vaginal steam is really great for taking away a lot of that swollenness that's going on. It also helps to remove all the extra fluid or clots that she would have. Now, if you had a vaginal birth or if you had a C-section, no matter what, you still want to do a postpartum steam. Okay, this again is for mom. Okay, so she's going to do this. She can do it the day she gave birth. She can do it the day after that. Of course, if you had a C-section, you want to wait a few days. Okay, you want to be able to sit upright, right, for a good 30, 35, 40 minutes, maybe even up to an hour. So you want to make sure that you've reached a certain stage in your healing process from the C-section before you do so. But whenever you do so, it will be good for you. Of course, if it's a vaginal birth, the sooner the better. Okay, the sooner the better. As soon as you leave the hospital, after you've left the birth center, wherever it is that you're giving birth, you want to be steaming. Okay, you definitely want to be steaming. Also, women, postpartum massages. Postpartum massages are really important. It really helps to flush a lot of things as well. Okay, it helps to stimulate the uterus because of course, in a positive manner. Of course, the uterus has been through a lot during the 10 months of pregnancy, and then the birthing. And so a postpartum massage really helps to bring some relaxations, take away a lot of the inflammation, and also a lot of release. Okay, so that is something that I would also recommend for sure. Acupuncture is something I would recommend as well. I would recommend it right before birthing, and I would recommend it right after birthing. Really good. Okay, if you can get your acupuncturist to come to the hospital, or if you can go to your acupuncturist the day of your due date, or something like that, that would be really, really, really good. Really good, really good. Now, I'm not sure if there have been any questions, and so I'm going to scroll up and see just before I continue. Ramona, what's wrong with your WhatsApp? Okay, so the 803 number, the WhatsApp has been the WhatsApp has been down. I very much apologize for that. We actually have been posting on IG that it is down. But it is, it started working like probably about 2 or 3 days ago, and so we are literally just answering them, and there are so many because it was down for a good 2 months. So if you sent a message, we will be responding. If you want to send another message so your message can go to the top, but still we are starting from the bottom and working our way up is really what we're doing. Okay, I'm getting all these heart eyes. I love it. Yes, you can contact me on that one. You can contact me on the 803. Good night. What's my take on boric acid suppositories? Oh gosh, guys. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I don't even sell it. I'm not a fan. I know it works for some women. I get that. And so if it works, or if you want to try it, please by all means try it. For me personally, I do not want to try it. I don't want to use it. Even if it's the food grade version of it, trust me, it's something that I have researched over and over again, trying to see how I can convince myself that we could do it, and we would have maybe there would be some women that could benefit, if it's not even all, but it's just not healthy. It's just not healthy for the cells. You know what I mean? You want to know that when you're healing your body, in healing your body or removing some negativity from your body, you're not creating more damage. And that's the reason why I don't like the boric acid, or I don't like the pearls. I feel like it creates more of an issue later on down with their lining of your vagina and all of those types of things. I just personally don't love it. But again, to each his own. Yeah. And it's being sold like everywhere. So if you want it, you can definitely find it. There's no doubt about that. Been trying to conceive and having a hard time. Any suggestions? Okay, so what I can say is do all your tests. Do your pelvic ultrasound. Make sure it's a transvaginal pelvic ultrasound. So they're going up in the vagina with the camera so they can see everything properly instead of just doing it on your abdomen. Okay. You also want to do an HSG test. That tests your tubes to see if there's any blockage in the tubes. And then I would also recommend a pap smear, please. I don't know why people are not getting pap smears. Ladies, get pap smears. Get them done. Once a year, get it done. But I would definitely say do that. You want to do that. You want to know what you're working with. I would also suggest your significant other to go and get a semen analysis test as well. I think that would be very important. If he has children already and they're not like 29 and not that kind of thing, then, you know, he doesn't necessarily have to, but it's always better if they do. You know what I mean? We never know what could be going on. And it would be a sin to be just treating her. And then later on we realize, okay, so, you know, there was a little issue here with him as well. And trust me, that has happened many of times, which is why I usually say to the gentlemen, please just go and get your analysis done so that we can know what's happening, right? What causes really bad smelling menstruation blood? So it depends. Sometimes it's old blood while it smells. Sometimes the blood itself is just very toxic, right? Remember that at the end of the day, the blood is kind of like what they would say is like waste, okay? But the healthier you are, the healthier your periods are. And a healthy period doesn't have a smell and shouldn't have an offensive smell. No matter if it's the beginning of the period, in the middle of the period, at the end of the period, there should be nothing offensive. So I would definitely say that detoxing is something you definitely want to do. You want to clean your blood. You want to freshen and clean your vagina as well. You want to do some things with your uterus because maybe the uterus itself is not healthy. So as the blood sheds, that is creating, the smell is coming from there. It could be a lot of different things, but you definitely want to look into that. You want to look into that for sure. Do you sell anything for hormonal imbalance? Yes, we do a lot of things for hormonal imbalance. We're really all about hormone imbalance. So it really just depends. It depends on what the hormonal balance is. It depends on what the goal is. Off the top of my head, I can tell you can get the hormonal tea blend from Cosmic Woman. That can definitely help. Liver tonic can also help as well because the hormone issue is really in the liver. So you can try that. I would also suggest maybe castor oil treatments to detox and remove some stuff to help the hormones be better as well. But it just really depends on, you know, the woman. So I think you need a consultation. Can endometriosis be treated without surgery? Yes, it can. It can. And of course, it's always easier when it is not a stage 4. And if it's a stage 1 or stage 2 or something like that, it's always easier. But yes, we can definitely help to manage those symptoms and to the point where you're not even having the symptoms. So you feel like you don't even suffer from endometriosis. And that's what you want. So yes, we definitely help with that. When would you recommend a mucus cleanse? I would say you want to, depends. If you have a mucus issue, I would say there are certain things that you want to do every day to make sure that your lymphatic system is being flushed and that your body is not producing mucus and you're not eating foods that produce mucus. But in terms of a mucus cleanse, I'm not really sure if that's how you want to look at it. But we do have the mucus buster, and that is something that we usually use to remove mucus from the system. And sometimes, most times, the mucus comes out of the feces, is where you would see it most times, but not every time. But you can definitely try that. You can try the mucus buster. What's up, Q? What's the best way for a woman with PCOS to get pregnant? Well, we have to make sure she's ovulating. We have to make sure she's ovulating. And depending on PCOS, it comes in so many different forms and so many different fashions that if it is that she suffers from like the male hormones, we have to do a little bit more for her, because of course that is going to stop her from being able to ovulate. If she's not having a period every month, she's probably not really ovulating, so we have to focus on that. If it is that she's having a period every month, then we just want to make sure she's ovulating. I would say definitely vitamin C, evening primrose for sure. I would say CoQ10. I would also say get some womb massages done, so that those ovaries can be stimulated and awakened. And then of course you want to really focus on the liver as well. The liver is really important, so a hormonal tea would be good, and the liver tonic, and cleansing is important. Every 2 years here. I'm guessing they mean for the pap smear. Okay, if that's what your insurance will cover, then fine, no problem. But if you're paying out of pocket, do it every year. Okay. Where can we go to get the test done? HSG. Okay, so if you need to do any test, the first thing you need to do is call your OBGYN. Let them know that you're trying to get pregnant and you've been trying for a while, and so you want to just do some tests to make sure that everything is good, and then they will set it up. But they're not going to necessarily include a pap smear, so just let them know you want to come in for a pap smear as well. Okay. How long can old blood be passing for? Long. Just depends. So we want to make sure that between the first spot of your period and the last spot of your period, that is going to include some old blood, we want to make sure that that is like 4 days or less, so you don't have all of this old blood just lingering. Okay. Do you recommend steaming after giving birth? Yes, I just spoke about the postpartum steam. Yes, I do. You want to do a postpartum steam. You don't want to do a regular steam. Okay, you want to do a postpartum steam. It's much more important. It's much better for you, is what I should say. Thank God I came on this live tonight. I'm glad you came on this live tonight. Any suggestions for detox? Okay, yes. So I have many suggestions for detox. You can detox in many ways. You can do a juicing detox. You can do, like for example, we have a detoxing treatment that we do at Cosmic Woman at the Yoni Studio. And that includes like 3 different types of detoxing, and we pull the toxins out the body. It's really, really good. You feel the difference immediately. You feel light. You feel relaxed. You feel so good. So I would definitely suggest that if you're in Jamaica. We have a cleanse that I would suggest. We also hormonal tea blend and womb tea actually have a lot of great herbs in it that are great for detoxing and keeping the digestive system healthy. Okay, but you want to decide on what are you trying to detox. Are you trying to detox your blood? Are you trying to detox your digestive system, reproductive system, circulatory system? Because there's so many different systems, and if you're detoxing, if you really want to detox, you want to take all of those systems and detox all of those in a healthy fashion, right? So if that's something you're interested in, we can definitely help you with that. Just send us a DM. Let us know, or send us a WhatsApp message, and so we can set up something to figure out what's the best thing for you in terms of for you to detox, depending on what's going on with you. Hi, I had a baby 9 months ago and have been having frequent spotting outside my period. What should I do? You need to steam. You need to steam once a week for an entire month, and then you can go to twice a month. You need to steam. When is the best time to use the castor oil pack? You can use it anytime, just not on your period, okay? Not on your period. So sometimes I do it at night. Sometimes I do it in the day. It just really depends on your routine. But once you do the castor oil treatment, when you're finished, make sure that you wipe off your abdomen. Wipe it off good, so that the toxins don't stay up on your belly, okay? How do you determine if a woman is producing too much estrogen or testosterone? Well, if it's testosterone or any kind of male hormone, you're going to see male hair and that kind of thing, and the voice and that kind of thing be there. If it's too much estrogen, you'll find that the woman would suffer from endometriosis or cysts or fibroids or something like that. Usually the periods are very odd. They come too often or not enough or something like that. Is thyme tea good for contractions? I don't know if I'd recommend thyme tea for contractions. If you're having contractions, I would recommend like red raspberry, chamomile mixed with that, maybe some lavender buds, some ginger, that kind of thing. I'd recommend that. I'd recommend something to like soothe and ease and take off some of the pressure off of it. What can be done to eliminate extreme pain during period? Will a liver cleanse help? A liver cleanse is great, but you're going to need more things. We need to figure out what is causing the pain. We need to figure out, is it your uterus that's weak? Is it that there is a lot of scar tissue? We need to figure out what that is so we can determine that. But you need a consultation. Okay. Is it okay to start drinking red raspberry tea before conception? Yes, you can. From the day you have your period, you should be drinking red raspberry, okay? From the day you have your period up until pregnancy, you're still doing it. After pregnancy, you're still doing it. Red raspberry is great, great, great. If anyone here is on the womb tea, you do not need red raspberry because red raspberry is in our womb tea. So don't even bother to have to think you have to buy that, okay? Hey, I have terrible pain while ovulating and it gets even worse when I'm having my period. What do you think is the cause? How can I go about treating this? Okay, well, if you're having painful ovulation, we definitely want to look into that. I used to have painful ovulation and painful periods, and I had a condition called adenomyosis, which was not fun. If you probably need to send us a DM and tell us a little bit more about what's going on, your symptoms. But I would definitely suggest a consultation for sure, so we can create a treatment plan for you and get you going. Because periods and ovulation are not supposed to be painful at all. So that's your body telling you something is off. What if the HSG was a challenge because of fibroid? Why the fibroid was too big? It's sitting on the tubes? I don't understand. Let me know. Normally I beat heavy for 2 days, then I spot for like 4 days. What caused that? I don't know, but you need to you need to steam. You need to steam like on the last day or the second to last day of your period, and you can shorten up that for sure. Mosquitoes are biting me. I feel one just bite me a while ago. What can you do to help with your pain level during IUD insertion? Oh God, just breathe, girl. Just breathe, because it's not fun. Just breathe. Just breathe. And make sure with your IUD they don't cut the string too short. Okay, it's better to be long, and if it's sticking your significant other, they can cut it little, but don't make them cut it too short. Then you're gonna have to do like basically almost like surgery up your vagina just to get it out, and that's not fun. I asked earlier about the bad smell period blood. So after you said detox, I was wondering what I should use. I am not in Jamaica though. You can get a steam. Get a steam. Go on our website, cosmicwoman.com. Get a vacial steam and get a cleanse, cellular cleanse. You can start there, and then you can get our womb tea as well. You can get those 3 things, and you should see a huge difference. What can you use to steam postpartum? Okay, so our postpartum blend has things like a lot of lavender, a lot of chamomile. It has red raspberry. It has ginger. It has rosemary. It has calendula. I think that's it. What's the cost for a consultation? It depends. If it is just a phone consultation, it's 100 US. If it is a phone consultation with a in-person treatment, it's 150 US. Can you take womb tea while pregnant? No. If you're pregnant, you go on red raspberry. No womb tea when you're pregnant. How do you know if the uterus is weak, and what type of cloth do you buy for belly binding? Can I get it at a fabric store? Yes. You use muslin cloth. You use muslin cloth for that. But you cannot find muslin cloth in Jamaica. I've been trying, so I have to like ship it in, because I use muslin cloth for the castor oil treatments as well. So I have to ship that in, right? But yes, you can get it at fabric stores. Like in the US, like Joann's and Walmart, in their fabric department, like you can find it there. But in Jamaica, you can come check me if you're in Jamaica. I can sell you some by the yard or whatever. How do I get pregnant with PCOS, and do you recommend steaming for PCOS, and how do I stop prolonged periods? Okay, so yes, I recommend steaming for PCOS. How do you get pregnant with PCOS? It depends on the type of PCOS that you have. Prolonged periods, you want to do something like a Buta or shepherd's purse or yarrow. You want to do something like that to stop the period. I have a 40-day period cycle. Is that normal? I don't know if it's normal for you, but it's not healthy. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's too long. Not at all. You want, the longest I'll take is 30 to 31, most. Okay. Do you have a website, or what's the best way to reach you? Yes, you can go to cosmicwoman.com if you want to purchase something. If you are in the States, if you are in Jamaica, you want to WhatsApp us or send us a DM, and then you can place your order there. Either way. You're welcome. I already spoke about doing a consultation, but I want to know this. Besides fibroids, is there a reason why I spot at least 7 days before my menstruation to start? It could be because of the fibroid alone or not, but you don't want that to be. So no matter what the reason is, you don't want that. You need to steam. If you steam, you're going to see a difference. I meant, does time tea help speed up contractions, speed up labor? I don't really know about that. I don't really know about that. And you don't want to speed up labor and speed up contractions. You don't want that, because it's going to be more painful. You don't want to try and push your body to a place where it's not ready to go. It's the same thing like a man wanted to go inside of your vagina and just fuck you, and not understand that he has to take his time and work it, and slow and gentle, and it's the same thing. Allow your body to do what it's naturally meant to do. What are signs of fertility? What do you mean? You mean infertility? Signs of fertility? Well, I mean, if you're ovulating, then you're fertile. Then you should be able to get pregnant quite okay. So I guess the answer to that is ovulation, if you ovulate. And if you ovulate every month. Have you started doing in-person consultation in Jamaica? We do the phone first, and then you come in for treatment after. So we've changed it. We don't do it so much. We don't do everything at one time anymore. We break it up so that we don't have to be in the same vicinity for as long. Where's the studio? It's at 10 Argyle Road, Kingston 10. What do you do to encourage shorter periods? You recommend 30 days? Yeah, so I would recommend steaming. I'd recommend going on the womb tea or the red raspberry, but the womb tea is better in terms of all the other benefits that you get from it. I would definitely recommend that. That should change up a little bit. You can even do evening primrose, that can help as well. But try those first. How much can I get a yard of muslin cloth from you? I don't know. You have to DM me about that. I have to go and check. Okay. But you're going to probably need more than a yard. Okay. How do I know what kind of PCOS I have? Well, I mean, you can go to the doctor. The doctor can tell you, or you can come to me and I can tell you, or you can do both. I mean, whatever it is. What causes regular spotting even after intercourse? Okay, so if you're spotting after intercourse, sometimes it's that the lining itself got bruised. Sometimes it can be that there is like polyps or something there, and you know, they're bursting or something. It could be anything, which is why you're going to want to do a transvaginal pelvic ultrasound so they can look up in there, see what's going on, do a pap smear so they can see what's going on. Okay. Is it safe to use aloe vera to shrink fibroids? I don't know. Aloe vera is a little funny thing. And I'm not even going to go into that right now because that's going to be a whole nother thing. And I don't want to lick off too many people's brain tonight. But if I was shrinking fibroids, aloe vera is not what I would use to shrink fibroids. I would use many other things. Can ovarian cysts be treated? Yes, of course, for sure. And fibroids, and endometriosis, and PCOS, and everything else like that. I have cysts on my right side, give me pain. What can I take for it? You want to do something for your ovaries, so you want vitamin C, you want evening primrose. I would say go on the womb tea as well. Castor oil treatment would be good, but if you can, come in for a consultation, if you can. So we can just like really get down to the nitty gritty of what you need. I was told I have PCOS, insulin resistance, and I'm trying to get pregnant, but it's not working. Okay, right. So that means that it's your liver, girl. You need to work on your liver. You need to work on your liver. Your liver. Okay? Your liver, you have to work on it. And of course your ovaries, your liver and your ovaries. Is it safe to take Vitas berry for long periods, more than 3 months? Yeah, it is. Depending on what the dosage is of what it is that you're taking. But yeah. But not everybody can do Vitex though. Okay? So if you have cysts or PCOS or any of those things, you can't do Vitex. How can I get my periods from 40 days to 28 to 30 days? Come check me. Come check me. I'll help you. I went over this a little earlier. Definitely steam. Definitely maybe the womb tea, evening primrose. But again, I don't know a lot. I don't know anything about you. So that's why I say come in. It's the best thing. Can I still do an HSG test with fibroids even after dilating my cervix? Yes, you can. I'm in South Carolina. Can I come see you? I am not in South Carolina right now. When I do come, I will be holding some in-person treatments, so you can just look out for that. I should definitely be there before April, or by April. So you can look out for that because we'll post that. How do you work on the liver and the ovaries? All right, so you want to cleanse the liver, you want to strengthen the liver, and then of course you want to strengthen the ovaries. I would recommend evening primrose, vitamin C, vitamin D3, the liver tonic, the cleanse. Yeah, or come in for a consultation. And you get a big list. Trust me, you get a big list. You guys sell the liver tonic at the studio? We do, but right now in Jamaica, we are out of all of our tonics right now. Right now, we are out of them. We are waiting, trying to be patient, but we're out of all of them. If you have a ship me or a mail pack or something like that, definitely recommend using that because you can get your products quickly. But that's the only thing that's really... That is definitely out of stock. All of the tonics right now in Jamaica. You do the consultation on the phone. If you're in Jamaica or anywhere else, you do the consultation on the phone. If you're in Jamaica, you then come on another day to the office and we do the physical treatment on you. What would you recommend to work on every health? Already got my liver cleansed, doing the meat, etc., less meat, etc. Okay, so I mean, I don't know. I need to know what you're trying to do. What's I mean, you just want good health. I mean, you want to make sure that you're on a female vitamin. You want to make sure that you have enough vitamin D in your body. You want, I mean, there are a lot of things. If you're talking about just overall health, so you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific for me, please. Can I do a HSG test with one tube? Yes. And if you have one tube, you need to be doing your HSG test so we can make sure that one tube you have is healthy. Okay, so yes, for sure. When you call your OBGYN, tell them you want to do your HSG, they're going to ask you when was your last period, and then they're going to tell you when it is that you should come in for it. If your tubes are blocked at the neck, yes, I can help you clear it and you can get pregnant. Yes. Yes, you can get these from me. Big list, yes. Where in Jamaica are you located? 10 Argyle Road, Kingston 10. What are the chances of getting pregnant given you have blocked tubes? All right. Oh, hypothyroidism. Okay, so you can get pregnant. You just have to work on it. You just have to work on your thyroids. You have to work on your tubes. You have to work on your uterus. You need a consultation. Your endocrine system is just crying out for help. It's like, please hug me, kiss me, show me love. Mm-hmm. So show your endocrine system some love. Okay, that's basically it, for sure. What is good female vitamin to take? Okay, so I take Feminine Divine, which is what I sell. It is a plant-based liquid vitamin, extremely sweet, but really good for you. As of right now, I don't have any in Jamaica. If you're in the US or anywhere else in the world, you can get it. But other than that, a good female vitamin, I'm really not sure because I'm really so anal about the vitamins. Send me a DM. And I'll probably try and look and see what I can find. Okay. Is prenatal vitamins good to take? Yeah, if you're trying to get pregnant, take prenatal vitamins and female vitamins. If you are already pregnant, take your prenatal vitamins. But if you're trying to get pregnant, prenatal vitamins is not enough. You're gonna need other things. Yeah, I knew you meant hypothyroidism, honey. Is the cod liver medicine a good source of vitamin? Cod liver oil is good, so you can take that, yes. Trying to understand this. I usually have a 7-day period heavy. I have been on a 21-day fast almost over my period came. However, I noticed that it's lighter, less painful, and less than 7 days. Why? Because you are not stressing out your digestive system. Your digestive system has gotten a chance to breathe and build back. And so it affects your reproductive system. That's basically what happened. My wife is 47 and want to have another baby. Is it still possible? Definitely still possible. She can have a baby at 47. Of course, of course. What's the website? www.cosmicwoman.com. Feminine Divine. It's Feminine Divine. So if you go on our website, you can find it. Feminine Divine. What causes headaches during periods? When I drink the red raspberry tea, I don't cramp as much, but I get headaches. Okay, so the headaches could come from many things. It could come from your digestive system. It could come from your circulatory system. I'm not sure what that's about, but you should not have headaches during your period. So I suggest you doing a cleanse and try the womb tea and see if that makes a difference because it has some cleansing agents in it. So can I contact you about getting some? Yes, you can. My ovaries are enlarged. Can this be treated? It can definitely be treated. Definitely. Just send us a DM or a WhatsApp and we can get it done. Okay, they are going to cut me off in less than 5 minutes. I'm going to take one person. Sorry, I had to wait so late. I just wanted to answer the questions. I don't know if she's still there. She probably left already. Do you treat BV and that kind of thing? Yes, I do. Hello. Okay, that doesn't sound good. Okay, we need to remove that. We're not too sure about that. That was weird. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, you guys dying of laughter, right? I drink half gallon to a gallon. Don't drink. Oh, poor thing. Okay. All right, guys. So they're going to cut me down. They're going to cut me down. So let me just thank you so much for tuning in and listen to me talk about postpartum and also about, of course, answering all your questions. I really, really wanted to get your questions in. So I apologize to those who tried to request. And I'm sorry about that lady who's sleeping. And we all have to hear her snoring, but things happen. It's okay. If you guys are not following the Vagina Lady page, please do so on Instagram. Of course, I'm assuming you're following Cosmic Woman if you are here. Our YouTube channel, Cosmic Woman, we will be doing different types of lives there. So please, please, please subscribe to that channel. We have a few things coming up this month. We have our yoni toning class and we have our pelvic strengthening class for our males. We also have, oh no, that's next month. For anyone who is seeking fertility and going through this journey, Cosmic Woman has started a fertility group, and we just started it. It started very small with like one person, and I think the last group meeting we had like 8 or 10 or something like that. So it's really growing. It's a really safe space to learn a little bit more in how to get your goal in being pregnant, also the support that you get, the extra knowledge that you learn and the extra tips that you get there is also that's a really great reason just to be there. So if that's something you're interested, you can DM us or WhatsApp us and just ask us to register you for Fertility Voices. That's the name of it. Or you can say for the fertility group support group. We are so excited that we're doing it. It is free. So if you want to, please reach out and do so. We will be starting back Pum Pum 101 in February. So look out for that. We are excited, Colleen, myself, and of course Q are excited for that. So look out for that. Again, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you have any more questions, send us a DM or a WhatsApp message. If you want to order products, send us a WhatsApp message. All right. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Love and light to all of you. Have a great night. Happy New Year to those I have not said Happy New Year to. See you later. Yes, every Wednesday we are here. Every Wednesday. Love and light, guys. Bye.